name's Diana and I work at Lichfield Library, and we've got a new craft for you today that we thought you might like to do for Halloween. Today we're going to make some spooky lanterns. We've got two here that I've made earlier. We've got a pumpkin lantern and we've got a skeleton lantern, but you can make any design that you'd like. So to make your lantern, you're going to need some very simple things that you've probably got around your house. You're going to need a glue stick, black felt tip or a crayon if you haven't got a felt tip, a pair of scissors and a sheet of thin card or paper. It doesn't really matter what colour it is. Mine's orange because it's quite a spooky colour, but you could have purple, even white if you wanted to. So the first thing you need to do is to turn your paper this way, landscape, and we're going to cut a thin strip off this end of your paper, probably only about 2 centimetres. This is going to be the handle for your lantern. So snip this off carefully, and when you've got that, just put it to one side. You're going to need that a little bit later on. The next step is to fold your paper in half, and again this time you're going to fold it this way. So you should have the long sides of your paper together. Give it a good crease. It should look something like that. And when you've done that, you open it up. Pop it back down on the table. So this is the fun bit. This is where you get to decide what sort of picture you're going to put on your lantern. And it can be anything you like. It can be a spooky Halloween lantern like mine, like a jack-o'-lantern. It could be a skeleton like this. It could be a picture of a ghost or even Frankenstein's monster. Whatever you fancy, you can do. I'm going to stick to this one here and make a spooky Halloween lantern. So the first thing I'm going to do is make sure that I've got the fold facing upwards. That's quite important. And I'm going to draw my picture in the middle of my card. So we'll start here. Just turn it around a bit so you can see. Draw my eyes. So I'm using this nice thick black pen, but as I said, you can use wax crayon, you could use pencil crayons, whatever you've got at home that you can get your hands on. So these are the eyes, as you can see. So the more you colour in, the more interesting your lantern's going to be. I'm going to put a big triangular nose in the middle here. And then I think we'll put some nice jagged teeth along the bottom. So you can take a bit more time than I am over colouring yours. Make sure it's nice and tidy, but you're getting the idea. So nice bold picture that'll stand out very well when we make our lanterns. Nearly finished. And there we are. There's our finished picture. As I said, mine's quite rough, but you can spend a lot longer over yours to design your picture. So the next stage of our craft is to make the cuts. As you can see on this one here, we have cuts all the way around the lantern so that you can see into the centre of it. So I'm going to show you how to do that now. So you take your card with your design on, and we're going to fold it back along that crease that we made a little earlier. You take your scissors and you're going to cut several cuts into your paper, starting always on that fold. If you start on this open end, your lantern will fall to pieces. So please don't start that side. Always start on the fold. And each cut is going to be about 2 centimetres wide, and it's going to stop round about here. So don't go right to the edge of the paper, otherwise your lantern will not work. So it should look something like this. Here's my first cut, and you can see I've stopped probably about 3 centimetres from the edge of the paper. Let's make another one. Again, take it to the same spot, so you can see now I've got 2 cuts not quite to the end of the paper. I'm going to carry on doing this until I get right to the end of my lantern. So here we are. Here's the lantern with all the cuts made into it. And if we open it up, you can see now that we've probably got 10, maybe 12 cuts along the folded edge of our card. Right, okay. The next thing we have to do is to seal our lantern together to make a cylinder shape like the one we've got here. This is where you're going to need your glue stick. So what you need to do is lay your lantern upside down on your table, and you're going to put a line of glue along one edge of the card. Do it on the inside, okay, like that, and then we're going to roll it so that this edge sticks down onto the one where you've just put the glue. Firm it down with your fingers. You can use sellotape if you want to. You could use a stapler to make sure this stays together. But you can see now we've got a nice seal along the edge, and we've made this lovely cylinder shape. Give it a bit of a squidge like this, give it a bit of a squash. It starts to take on this nice lantern shape. So we've got one last stage. We're just going to make the handle for our little lantern so that you can hang it up in your room. So taking this piece of card that we cut off earlier, off the edge of the card, we're going to put a little dab of glue on one end, a bit more glue on the other end here, and then carefully we're going to just find the front so that the picture is facing the front of the lantern, and we're going to stick the handle on the inside of the cylinder. First on that side and then here. Again, give it a bit of a press, make sure it's stuck firmly, and you should be able to hang your lantern up. And that's your finished lantern. Now there's several things you can do with this. You can hang it up in your bedroom if you want to. You could hang it up outside if it's a dry night. You could even put a plastic tea light underneath it to make it light up. Please don't use proper candles, as it is paper, it will set fire, but the plastic candles would be absolutely fine in there. So I hope you enjoy making it. Please send us your pictures and show us what you've done.